Where can you see the participants here? All right, hello guys. Welcome. Today we're gonna be doing a comparison between OpenClaw and Hermes, and I'm very excited to share with you guys what are gonna be some highlights of the things I have been taking a look at it today. And yeah, I just wanna say thank you guys for connecting here. My name is Rowan Weigert. I am developer relations at GMI Cloud. So yeah, let's get started here. I'm gonna just share my screen, and I want to keep this very interactive. Okay, let me see. Are you guys able to see my screen? Can let me double check here. Can you guys see my screen? No. That's weird. Let me see here. It looks like my, oh, here we go. All right, thank you. Thank you. So let me give you a little bit of background. So I have been working on on some agents the last few weeks. I have been started to work heavily on OpenClaw, set up some automations, and has been giving some like daily reports and some other use cases that I have been working on. Also, since I do a lot of video production, so I also have been using for some editing as well. And a couple of weeks ago, I started to work heavily on Hermes and try to understand the difference between Hermes and OpenClaw. And I just want to share some findings that I have been working around and see and testing things. So yeah, so I want to make this very inclusive, and in case some people maybe not aware fully of the different of what is OpenClaw or what is Hermes. So I'm gonna go over a little bit what it is each one of them, and then I wanna show you some results that I got, and also the difference on the code here. So I have opened my code here, so we're gonna be able to navigate on on the difference between the code between one and another. And yeah, and then I have something very interesting for you guys. We're gonna be also sharing some vouchers for you use for any type of model after I go through this. So I'm gonna just go over around like 5-10 minutes around the difference between one another and my findings, and then I will share with you guys how you can use GMI API key to run either on OpenClaw or in Hermes. And then I want to do a quick installation for you guys to see how you can set up that in your environment if you already have a Hermes, or if you want to install Hermes from scratch, you don't have Hermes. I'm gonna do a full installation here, and then you guys can follow along. Okay. All right, so I have here some information. So the OpenClaw was launched in November 2025, and get right now have, let me just, I got this graphic here that's very interesting. So so OpenClaw releases in on the November 2025, and right now have 346,000 GitHub stars. And Hermes in February 2026 is already 128. So they're getting very close. Don't get fooled with this graph. It's kind of weird because it's doing times two here. And times two is doubling here. So, but one thing that we can see, it is growing fast. There are some people say OpenCloud is better. Some people say Hermes is better. And that's the things we're going to be breaking down today. Also, I want to show some things here for this is like a Google. If you search the keywords on Google, so we can see on the March we have a lot of people researching, searching the term OpenClaw on Google, and then right now where you start to see more people start to get start to search more about Hermes, way more than OpenClaw, and that's some signals that we can see. I also want to share this this very interesting table where we can compare between the OpenClaw and the Hermes agent. So on one hand, OpenClaw focus more towards integrations, channel orchestrations, and that's the strengths. So and Hermes is way easy to set up, is trigger the memory, and it is self-improving agent. So what does it mean? The difference between one another. So when you ask, when you open a request for OpenClaw, what happened is it create a script and navigate on what kind of navigate on the marketplace of skills, or if you want to give us something specific, and then call with skills and set up systems around that request. And then the Hermes, what it does is creates a memory, creates a skill for that task. And every time you iterate that request, it gets better and better and better, and that keeps saved. So that's the main difference. So OpenClaw is more towards the orchestration layer, and Hermes is more like how evolve over time. So what I can see, OpenClaw has like this this file control. So if every agent has a soul, so is a personality, has the behaviors rules, so it's agents.markdown file and users.markdown file. So that's on OpenClaw. When you're doing Hermes, it feels like more like a person, more like a one person only that you can iterate over time and knows you better. So I see when I'm working in Hermes, I see that I'm talking to like a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, and just got like the communication just got improving over and over. When I'm working of OpenClaw, it giving me this more structure architecture for me to work with multi agents. So in here, I'm gonna be working with, I would say, one agent that can call sub agents. At the same time, on the OpenClaw part, I have multiple agents having all orchestrated by one entity. We have I would say, we have an overall persona, but for each agent, I believe there's a different, there's a connection between them. So, and also one thing that's interesting that that the OpenClaw as an agent orchestration is we have this peer-to-peer hierarchy. So it means that once one agent's done, can send to another one, and always there's going to be a one that's going to have a final decision. So it all depends. By the end of the day, it all going to depends of what you're looking for. But I can see we can do very well structured layer by layer of actions for one specific action for OpenClaw versus Hermes, that is one person that can do and call other let's say I have I have for Hermes, I have like a company, and this company has so many people that work for them. So that's how I can see Hermes in action. So yeah, so I want to share some things here that I think is very interesting. So let me pull this to the side, and I want to go over on the things that I did. So I request, I opened one request, which was to, the prompt was very simple. The prompt was, I want you to go to GMI Cloud pricing page for the GPUs, and I want you to create a HTML page with all the current values on that page, and make it a way that we can call it over and over again. So I open that, so I create that request, and for both OpenClaw and Hermes, I'm using for both, I'm using DeepSeek V4 Pro, because I want to do some more in-depth research. So the V4 DeepSeek V4 Pro gives us it gives a better. Oh, hey Harry. It gives uh, has more tokens that I can input in. So I think if I'm not mistaken, it's 1,600,000,000 tokens. So I can put a lot of 1 million tokens right here. I can have a lot of a big context on this. So when I'm doing a request, okay, so I open both requests, and that's what I got. So here it is from OpenClaw. So it's structured very well, very vibe coded, looking like page. And this is from Hermes. It's also very, very interesting. You see, it's very, very similar to both layouts. So the outcome was not, was pretty much the same, the outcome here. But what was the differences is right here. So it created this GPU pricing folder where I have a script here that's gonna call a Python file. So every time that I'm in a conversation with my agent, my OpenClaw agents, and I say, can you give me the updated prices for GPU at GMI? Is going to call this python.py. So they're going to execute this python.py, which is this file right here. Let me push it right here. Oh, I'm put it in the wrong place. Oh, let me put it back here. Here we go. Let me just remove. Here we go. So this Python file, it is doing the data scripting. So setting up the URL, and then looks like it's find these patterns of the GPUs, the prices, availability. So pretty much break it down, like a reverse engineering that page, and was able to put all the information they wanted in here and structurize very clearly how they want the URL page, so the HTML page. So have all the information here. So I believe that's very interesting, and that's very structured way to execute this. But when I think about, okay, imagine if this page change. Imagine that we are looking for the people on the website change, and now it's pricing US and not pricing anymore. So this code will break. So we're not predicting those things. So if you wanna like working on things that you know that you have a control, perfect. But if it is a website you don't have control, so this might gonna break. And so that's how structure is for OpenClaw. Let's say now how long it took. So this execution here to generate this Python file and execute everything, it took for me 1 hour, or took 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and consume 15,000 tokens to generate that, to generate this request. In other hand, same request for Hermes, it took roughly around 6 minutes and 45 seconds and consumed 36,000 tokens. Same request. When I run the same script again, was 30,000 on Hermes, and on OpenClaw it was 20,000, the second request. So after the file was created. So in here, I want to show you the file that was created on Hermes, which is under, let me get here, GMI. Let me get skills. GMI, inside the skills, we have, okay, it is in develops GPU pricing. Yeah. And it creates this skills that markdown file. So we have here the name of the skill, description, and the trigger. So every time the users ask, I want you to do that. And already setting up on natural language this information and searching for, gonna search for this URL and gonna get those informations here and output and have some pitfalls, browse snapshot, and then if you need it. So it pretty much, it's more dynamic. Again, it all depends on the use case. I would always test both agents, whatever use case that you have, do a couple iterations, do some improvements, and I always see how much it's gonna cost and how much maintenance you're gonna do it. Because something, if it is just a test, if it is just something that you're just playing around and not sure if you're gonna be working, it is one thing. But if it is like you want this to production, your daily to-day tasks depends on that. So that's where you need to play around and see which one works best for your use case. Okay, so now I want to give you some credits for you guys are going to be able to play around with both agents. So we will post here on the chat a voucher code which you can redeem. So Vivian, could you please share the voucher code on the chat so then we can people can test it? I'm gonna open here and show you how you guys can redeem this. We're gonna go to console. Okay, once you guys receive it, the voucher code. Let me just confirm here. Please send the voucher code. Okay, so we're gonna be sharing the voucher code on the chat. You guys gonna be able to consume this, to redeem this by logging into console.gmicloud.ai, and then you're gonna be redirected here to the modules library. Just some things that we offer here. So we have LLMs, so everything, all the latest LLMs, we have it here. We have image generation, video generation, and audio. And also we're gonna, coming soon, we're gonna put 3D models as well. So what you're gonna be working for this project here is gonna be for the DeepSeek, but you're gonna be also able to use, if you wanna connect and you can generate images from Nano Banana, you can generate video, we use Kling or Happy Horse or One. So that's very interesting if you want to play around with our models as well. So and set up this on your workflow. For example, I'm using DeepSeek for cost reasons. We have, for example, every on Claude Opus 4.7, 1 million tokens costs around $4.50, where the DeepSeek before it's $1.39. So it's way cheaper. I have been using a lot of DeepSeek Pro and V4 Pro, and has been very interesting. So okay, so I have that on the chat, the voucher. On the top right here, where you have your initials, after you log in, do all that step, you can click here and redeem voucher. Here's the place that you're gonna redeem your voucher. So just put the code here and click apply. And then you're gonna see the reflection of this voucher right here. Once you already put your voucher in here, you can come here to API keys, and you can just create a new API key. So this will generate a new API key for you. Okay, and then I want to show two paths and how we can utilize it. So if you're already using OpenClaw, you can go to the .env file. Actually, this is going to work for both. So if you are using OpenClaw, you can go and change the settings into your, oh, actually, OpenClaw is different. You need to, let me pull up here for you guys to see. On our blog, gmicloud.ai, the blog. In your blog, you have here how to use GMI models directly inside your OpenClaw. So pretty much you click on click on this link here. We have our plugin for GMI Cloud as a provider. So this is very, oh, that's too bright. Here we go. So in here, you're able to setting up your set up GMI as a provider. So just copy and paste in your terminal this, and you just export the GMI Cloud API key, and here you paste the API key. Or if you want to do the onboarding, that's the first time, you set up here as minus GMI Cloud API key, and here you put your API key. And this way you can select one model. So we have Anthropic, Google, and Gemini, and also I'm using DeepSeek and a few other more. So this one is very straightforward. So you need to use a plugin to install from here. On Hermes, you can change, if you already have your Hermes working, you can just come here to your env file, and by the end of the page, you can just setting up your GMI keys there, because we are provider from, we are official provider for bottle providers on Hermes. So if you're already using your Hermes agent, you just come here in your .env file and add your key there. I'm not gonna open, because if I open, you're all gonna see my key. So let's do a quick install here. So I'm gonna install. So I have been installing so many times Hermes. So let's do a fully install of Hermes, and I'm gonna install again. So I'm gonna show you guys how we can setting up from scratch. So let's do an install. Yeah, let's do a full install. Let me remove everything. Yes. I'm gonna hide this. It's not gonna be needed for now. Okay, so looks like everything disappeared. So to install is very easy. We also have on our blog, if you want to check on our docs, so docs.gmi cloud, we have here a setup Hermes agent, where you have the link for the console. So if you already got your API key, you can. Oh yeah, I see that you guys already got it. Okay, and so you can get your API key from here, and this is the code that the line you're gonna execute. You can also get from here as well. So you can copy from here, or have it here as already. So copy here. So I'm gonna do a clear. Okay, so I'm gonna just paste the installation. So now what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna install Hermes. So I think this process takes around like a minute or so. While we are waiting for that, I just want to check on you guys. If you guys have any questions, I want this section to be very collaborative, and I would like to see what the things you guys have been building, what are the use cases, or what the use cases you want to see, so then I can play around and do that for you guys as well. Let me see here. Let me zoom into my chat here. Yeah. Oh, all right. Thanks. Oh yes, we have Cdance, Harris. We have Cdance there. So if you wanna play around the Cdance 2.0, I think it's very interesting. You should definitely play around with it. Proceed with migration. No migration. I'm gonna do from scratch. Okay. Quick setup from a model provider. Okay. Okay, here we go. So now is the time that we need to select our model provider. So if you go down here, we are right here, GMI Cloud. Can you guys see that well? Let me zoom in here. Here we go. So right here, we are able to find the GMI Cloud. So click enter. And here you're gonna put the API key. So in my other page here, I have my new API. So again, we are here on GMI Cloud, new API right here. I'm gonna create API key, leave inference as it is, and paste it and enter. Note that it's not gonna show anything there. So just enter basic URL. It's not gonna do anything. Here, just click enter. And here it lists all the models you can be using. So I have the Claude, we have the Mimo 2.5 Pro. I want to play around with this one. I have OpenAI GPT 5.5, DeepSeek, Anthropic. We have the new and the NVIDIA Nematron 3 Nano Omni. ZAI, if you want to do with 5. I think we have ZAI 5.1 as well. I have all the models here. So I want to go with the one that I was playing around with it and was working for me. So DeepSeek here. And I will setting up this later. I can set up here if you guys, this is the moment that you guys could setting up your messaging platforms. I'm gonna just keep this for now. And here, yeah, let's chat. So that, for me, Telegram has been working well, but I do wanna set up that on Discord. So if you guys wanna see the Discord, okay, let's clear. Oh, clear. Let's do it again. So Hermes minus TUI. So TUI is gonna open the command command line, sorry. And let's do, hey, let's do a quick test here. Hey there. All right. So we're already setting up. So see, in a couple of minutes, we're able to have our Hermes up and running. And right now we're using DeepSeek. Right now, yeah, we're already setting up. We set up in Hermes. So far, we're consuming 14,000 tokens. It's quite a lot, but I think that's the first time it's running. Let's see. What is your name? I don't think it give any name because yeah, I'm Hermes. Okay, alrighty. So what is so far today? We saw the difference between OpenClaw and Hermes, and I got a message on chat here. How do you find Hermes to be smarted with memory and management? That's a good question, Harry. So so on the beginning, it was very basic. And as I started opening requests, so the request that I was working with was more towards data scraping, because I find out that's the thing most important for me. I want to be informed of all the new models, new releases, demos, and the things that are trending. So for me, I have been testing data scraping from the web and automations for me to first, since I'm DevRel, I need to get, I need to be informed of everything that is happening. I want to get as much information as possible. So I have been using OpenClaw on the beginning, and it works. but it didn't give me all the answers that I was looking for. So it always was very there was no observability on the conversation that I have with it. So it was very, I would say, I need to uh, I need to keep it then on a loop all the time. I need to keep I need to keep asking my Hermes to be sorry, my OpenClaw to give me the status all the time. When I move my workflow for dips for Hermes agent, I realized that was way more. So I ask one thing, and then when I ask again, it gets faster and and improved. I think that the best way to describe your question, Harry, to like answer a question, Harry, is going to be um, imagine like you have been using ChatGPT for a long time, and you ask like, oh, what is can you tell me about myself, or tell me the things I like to do, or ask those questions, or can you describe myself. It run into all that memory and come back to you. So I really like that long format memory. So that's how I felt about the how to get smarter with the memory. With when I was using OpenCloud, the difference was all the time, like I kind of need to give a context. Looks like every time there's a new Windows, a new context, kind of get dump. I use a lot of Perplexity to do research on the internet, and then every new chat is a challenge because it forgets the way that I write things and forgets the way that I like to consume the content. So that's kind of how I see. I think I can compare Hermes towards like ChatGPT when I'm talking to ChatGPT, and 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 then OpenClaw when I talk to Claude. So that's kind of the feeling that I have. And then for management, that's I don't know. I think it's more simple on Hermes to do things. It's way more straightforward. Where on OpenClaw, I need to keep doing a lot of on that dashboard is huge, so I easily get lost. There's so many things. Again, it's orchestration on OpenClaw, so there's way more possibilities, way more complex. I can go way more deep. Depends on the use case. But if I want to do one specific task, Hermes is easy to install, easy to maintain, and keep me on the loop. So every time that I was talking to OpenClaw, I was to Hermes. It keeps me on the loop. It keeps me updated. So yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, thanks for the question. Is there anyone else that have any questions? Any use case you guys want to see? Because if you guys want to see something specific, I can just create something and share on X. I'd be happy to share that. Let's see. Already. Appreciate it. Okay, so I appreciate you guys taking the time on this beautiful Thursday no, evening already, or morning for my friends from the other part of the world. And yeah, I appreciate the time. We're gonna do more live streams like this. Make sure to redeem your code and play around with it. If you don't want to use your Hermes, you want to use in any other application. I use I kind of hack my cloud code to run using GLM 5.1, so we can do that. Also, I use on my cursor, I'm gonna show one thing here. I also use custom models from GMI. You can literally run your custom models. Let me go here in the settings just to show you guys some things that you guys can do on the settings. So I'm gonna go to settings here. So on your cursor, for example, in modules, it's not appearing here. Okay, anyways, you can set, right here, add models. So you can literally put your API key here and call because this API from GMI is OpenAI compatible. So you can put your API key, and also you can run your models from GMI Cloud from here. let's see. I think there's one more question. Um, okay, so how I set up there's one more question here. Uh, how how do I set up the orchestration on Hermes? So the logic of Hermes is it spin up sub agents. Let me close this up here. So the logic behind Hermes, it is one entity, and this one entity can kick off sub agents. So the way that the way that I do it to execute the orchestration layer is, for example, I did this for thumbnail optimization on Hermes. So the way that I did this, I was creating thumbnails and testing the thumbnails using the Nano Banana, the Gemini console. I using this model right here, the Gemini 3 Pro image. So the quality of the thumbnail was not good. So the way that I did, I make the question, I request in natural language to Hermes saying, I want you to make a system to improve my prompts from my thumbnails. And this question was, okay, so I want you to spin up 4 agents to do this request. The first agent is going to take care of the structure of the prompt. So make sure the prompt is well structured. The second prompt is going to do artistic touch and make sure it is optimized for YouTube. The third agent is going to, and every time they do that, it's going to do a generation of image. So going to generate the image. So we're going to be multi-step generation. It costs 13 cents to do an image. So it's going to do 4 times the image or more. I think put the limit of 10. So every time that I do a prompt, generate an image, and then send to the next agent and reads that image, understand how it was done, and then send for the next agent. So we have organized the prompt and generate the image. And then second is optimize for YouTube, because those thumbnails for YouTube, and send it for the next agent. And then the fourth one is a director of art that do the final touch, and then final touch before the final review. And then the fourth agent is the guy that actually is going to do the final verdict, if that's going to continue or this needs to come back. So the last one is not going to be it's going to be like a QA, So this one doesn't generate the image. Any step that's not is not feasible, I put a 95% of quality, goes back to the first image. And then the maximum of total generations, I put a 10. So it is one agent that generates subtasks under the hood, under the same persona, I would say. Alrighty. Again, I appreciate you guys' time. And again, we're gonna do more live streams like this every other week. Always happy to understand what are the things that you guys wanna see, and we wanna create some very interesting tutorials, webinars, conversations, and yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I see you guys in the next episode.